Hello, this is John Kelly of 6x6 Design in Rochester, New York, and I'm here to help you get started with your website. And we directed you to this web address to make sure that we can get you started. Now, basically, this is a registration form to send me your basic information, name, address, contact information, etc. And as you go down the form, though, you may have a question or two. And one of them may be, do you have a domain name or a website address already for your new website? If you do, simply put it in here. Tell me whatever it is. For example, mysite.com, whatever your site may be. If you don't, that's okay. I'm going to show you how to get one. If you do have a new domain name, what I'm going to need you to do, though, is get me where the domain name is registered, such as, for example, GoDaddy.com. If it is with GoDaddy, for example, I will need the account ID number. So they gave you some kind of long number, and they also gave you you also set up a password when you created your account to get your domain name. So I'm going to need where you got your domain. I'm going to need your login and password credentials as well, because what I'm going to need to do is point that domain name to your new website. And last but not least, if you have another website, by all means, let me know what that address is. In other words, if you already have a current website online, it's good. I mean, that's going to actually complement your new website. Keep in mind, a common question I get is, will my websites compete? Well, you would hope they would, but in reality they won't. If anything, they'll complement each other. The website you have currently right now, if it's not if it wasn't designed very well or search optimized, chances are it's not performing very well, and you probably don't get a lot of attention from it or business from it. But what your current website will do for you is give people that already know who you are a place to go. What your new website is going to do is for people that don't know who you are but are looking for your services, and that's the idea of us doing this, to increase your marketing campaign as inexpensively and as effectively as possible. So next thing would be, after the domain information here, if you do have any other details, by all means just type it in the box here, and when you're all done, just click send. So if you don't have a domain name yet, that's okay. If you don't have one registered, if you don't have a website, all that's fine. Just go ahead and fill out the information on the form up top and then click send. That sends me an email with all your information, and that part's done. Now the next part is how do I get a domain name if I don't have one already? Well, I recommend just going to GoDaddy. Because it's just pretty simple. Their fees are inexpensive, and you're talking about $12 a year for a domain name, so you can't really beat that. Now, some people have never done this before, and so that's why I want to show you basically how this works with GoDaddy. In fact, I even created a GoDaddy store exclusively for 6x6 Design, just to take away all the confusing things that are in there that normally distract you while you're buying your GoDaddy domain names, because they'll try to sell you hosting, they'll try to sell you all kinds of stuff, and if you're not familiar what those things are, you may end up buying them and not realizing that you bought something you didn't need. So I'm trying to make this simple for you. So if I were you, I would just stay right here on this page, click any one of these three links, this one, or this one, and simply go to GoDaddy. So I'm going to click that. That's going to open up the GoDaddy store. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. If you want to search for a domain name, bottom line is they're $11.99 a year. You can do your domain name search, so whatever name you come up with, search for it up there. Now here's how we do this. Here's the other place you can search for it too, down here in the yellow box. You can search for it by any one of these different extensions, .com, .net, .org, etc. I would like you to try to get a .com first. .com simply means commercial. So obviously you're a business, that's really the one you want to be in, and that's what's most common when you hear web addresses. So now for those of you who are not certain about how to get a domain name, well, here's the best way to get one. First off, don't use your business name in your domain name. Now, for example, my business name is 6x6 Design, and I have a website, 6x6design.com. Okay. Now, I did that purposely. because I want my website to be a signature card, and that's it. It really wasn't meant for searching. People still find me anyway, but they don't find me based on my domain name. Okay? So what I would like you to do is get a domain name that tells us where you are and what you do. So for example, if you're a salon owner, or if you're an automotive repair shop, or if you're a dry cleaner, whatever you may be, you want to use those words: salon, auto repair, dry cleaner, and of course the town or city or whatever area that you want to pull people in from. So for example, I'm here in Rochester, and perhaps I'm local to the Penfield area in Rochester, the town of Penfield. Okay, well, I would look for example, I'll go down here, Penfield Auto Repair, if I'm a repair shop, and it already says .com here. So I'm going to Penfield Auto Repair.com. Now when I click go, it's going to do a search to find out if the name is available or if somebody else already has it. Well, somebody already has it because it has a big red X there that says it's already taken. And however, it does give you some options down below here. Here's some other things that you may be able to get though. Okay, so these are some options that you may want to consider when you go down this list here, because it already gave you some suggestions. Now if it is available, there's going to be a green check mark over here where this icon is instead. So if it is available, no problem. All we have to do is go ahead and pick that up. Now I'm going to hit the back button on my browser. I'm going to try Penfield Auto Repair. I can't spell, sorry. Rochester, and see if that's available. I click go, and guess what? It's available. Now I probably wouldn't use that domain name, but I was just trying to show you an example of an available domain. Even though it would actually be okay because you have Penfield, you have Rochester, you have auto repair. This is nothing but keywords, and this is great because people are probably going to use these search terms when they go to Google and they go to search for you. They're probably going to use some word of auto repair and a town wherever they are. So that's the idea. Why we want you to use your domain name as try to get it as many keywords in there as you possibly can. If you don't, it's okay too. This is not going to make or break your website. In other words, if you can't get all the words you want in there, that's okay. It's not a problem at all because this is only a small part of your search, but it does help. So by all means, if you can get it, go ahead and get the one you can. Now let's just say that you do want to get this domain name .com, and that's the one that you want to use. Well, don't get just the .com. I highly recommend get the remaining ones that are available here too, especially the .net and the .org. And the reason being is if you have a competitor that has a similar business and they want to do it in the same area as you, they could put up a website, pick up the .net because you didn't buy it, and they could compete against you someday. So if I were you, for $12 a year, it's easy enough just to scoop them up and get them. That's my suggestion, and you can get other variations of your domain name as well. Okay, so once you have your domain name and you've gone ahead and you purchased that, then you're good to go. Another smart note is if you do buy it through me, or through GoDaddy I should say, when you get it through this particular link, you're going to have your name servers already pointed to where I need them to go, as opposed to me logging in and having to change them. So it's an extra benefit. If you don't understand that, don't worry about it. But anyway, next step is step number 3 is to collect your photos of your interior, exterior, and all that stuff and send it to me. So I'm going to make another tutorial. It's going to be on this upload page, but just to show you where you would go next is go to click here for the file uploader tool to send me your stuff. So it takes you to this page. This page will ask you for information, and if you notice there's a bunch of browse buttons down here that'll take one file at a time from your computer, and you select that file, whatever that may be. Let's say I took this picture here and I put it in a line, and I go to each one of these browse, and I want to get that picture, and I want to get that picture, or I want to get that spreadsheet, I want to get that document, I want whatever. Okay, and then click upload and it sends it to me. then it sends me an email letting me know that you sent it to me, and so there's nothing else you need to do. So anyway, we're going to get back to this page in a separate video. When you open this page, there'll be a video here for you to watch and explaining in more detail how this particular thing works. So I congratulate you on getting your website started. If you have any questions, you can give me a call. Here's my phone number on the page, 877-504-7483 or SITE. Thank you much.